Hello and welcome to another video. Today this is going to be Premier League TOTS weekend. And we've got a doozy here. This is going to be very exciting, actually set of two uploads here. So yeah, we're taking a look at the team. Well, I skipped past the squad management. A lot of these are players you have seen, although there will be a couple changes. But yeah, you might see something immediately exciting about how we're lining up. You'll see that's Mata, Gabriel Jesus, and Neymar across the front three. And you'll notice I just said front three. So that's going to be a change for us. This weekend we're going with the 4-3-3-2. It's a 4-3-3 holding. We've got one CDM and two center mids. And this formation was such a revelation I cannot even begin to describe. I just did not expect this whatsoever. This was a massive change for us this weekend. Obviously, as it would be, going from a 4-4-1-1 to a 4-3-3 is going to be a pretty big change, but I cannot believe the football that this allowed me to play. The ease of which some of these games went. I genuinely felt I had more, actually easy games this weekend than I ever had for quite a while here. And it really is going to let this front three shine. It's not going to be Gabriel Jesus for very long, so we will get a more exciting card in to replace him. She's in the thumbnail, already. It's going to be Mateo. And she was the standout player for this weekend, but we'll talk about her plenty as she gets added on into the squad. This goal, by the way. What a finish that is, Mata. First time on the volley. Perfectly top corner. That's absurd. Not that it matters. We're up 8-2 against this guy. Although, yeah, we're gonna put another one in the top corner. This was against the new David Raya card, and I have to say he's not looking like a phenomenal goalkeeper here right off the bat. First time facing that card. Speaking of, I think we're going to go for yet another long finesse shot. That's Mata without the plus play style. Puts that in just as well against Raya, so not looking too good there. But anyway, we've got Madri. She'll be one of the additions. She's actually playing center mid on single plus. So she's playmaker single plus. And speaking of, let's dive into the tactics a little bit. Now, I did use a false 9 for the entirety of last year. That's the 4-3-3-5. Same formation as this, but with the center forward instead of the striker. You don't have that one this year, of course. But I'm, of course, very familiar after using that formation essentially all of last year. And it is my favorite formation, just theoretically for build-up. You can have two really attacking center mids. The CDM just kind of held everything down, and then a great connection between the front three. The triangles of this formation are the best triangles in my opinion. The 4-2-3-1 is the next best, but this one I think is pretty clear, and that's why I try to play this one every year. I finally got one that works with just the most basic tactics you can get out of it. It might have been the recent, the pressing change, where pressing's kind of similar, except there's not as many players that get involved with it every time. So it's like if before there were 5 players running and involved in the press at once, now it's like 4 or 3. That's the only real difference, but it feels like I do have more space on the pitch, and maybe that's what's allowing this formation to really shine. But it is really basically set up. It's left wing and right wing, inside forward, and roaming. Striker is on advanced forward support, which has been my favorite role this year, although I will try out false 9 on it, of course. It works, it's not as strong. Of course, with a card like Mateo, you're going to see here as well. We also have Bukayo Saka in, who we'll speak about in just a second as well. But yeah, inside forward roaming and advanced forward support. Center mids are on playmaker attack. CDM is on holding defend. Fullbacks are fullback balanced. Center backs are whatever role you like, but I've got just the default defender. And then, look at Mateo go. We're going to see plenty of that this weekend. And then it's balanced instead of short passing. We're outgoing balanced and just high for the depth. So it's on 70 depth. And yeah, you'll see some great play from us. And you'll also see, it depends on what you think about this, but you're going to see some more meta play this weekend than you've seen from my channel really before. Part of that's because of Mateo. She's just going to enable this. Something that I've not really had is just actually having a pacey player up top. It's always been Mata, it's always been Neymar, these explosive players. Mateo's controlled explosive and has rapid plus. She's just got more pace than I've basically used all year, out of any card, really. I'm putting her directly up top in that striker position with the wide mid, or the wingers, actually holding the width a little bit, even on inside forward roaming. It just gives her so much space. You've played 4-3-3s all year, or the 4-2-1-3. You know what it's like, how much space that central striker gets. And yeah, she's just going to be the absolute star of the show here. This Mateo card, I did spend, I think, 700k on. I think she's gone up to 850-ish. Rapid Plus is, of course, a highlight. The First Touch Plus is a letdown. I don't really know what that playstyle really seems to do. It doesn't seem to be helpful. Somebody giving us the free win here in qualifiers, not needed, but hey, thanks. But then it is low driven plus, which is genuinely absurd. The goals you're going to see out of this card with that playstyle are going to be unreal. And then press proven, which just means essentially you get to shift around just like that as she's doing in this clip. Perfect little example. The tight control where the ball's just so close to her foot, and then just all you need is that little shooting angle, and that's it. That is genuinely all. Saka with a little bit of strength there, getting the ball back. We're going to see quite a few bounces this weekend too. Not happy about that, but it is what this game is. But yeah, the just ability of her to shift around and basically put anything in the back of the net, no matter what, if it's reasonably in the box, is going to be kind of what carries this weekend. Probably the most important aspect. Speaking on this Saka card for a little bit, he's a disappointment to me. He's got, really quite well-rounded high stats. Not perfectly high, but pretty up there. Finesse, tech, and press proven all look really exciting. He's got the strength of the press proven, but not really the close control. I'm not sure what it is about the card. There's just something off about his body type in particular. He will shrug off the defenders a lot, so he's a good dribbler in that regard. But he is really just missing that close control that I'm used to out of my shorter, more agile attackers. You kind of see it here, yeah, he is able to shift and dance, past one opponent. But if you're surrounded by anybody, you're just kind of relying on their strength more than anything else. Now we do have Neymar on the left side. I've gotten it's similar to the Evo I've got on my main account, although this one does not have press proven and he's got worse stamina. But everything else is just about the same. No tiki-taka, but everything else is just about the same. And, yeah, of course, it's hard for me to get away from using the same cards at this point. I know that's a little bit boring, but for me, it's more about just kind of getting the results and using the cards I want. That's what I have fun with. I know it's maybe a little repetitive at this point, but these are the teams that I end up enjoying. And, ooh, Saka getting a penalty there. That's a decent use of tech. I did kind of forget he has tech plus. And you think tech plus and press proven is going to be a really good combo, but it felt a little bit weird on him. It also felt a little bit weird on Vitinha's team of the season when I used him, but we're speaking on that card for the next video. Yeah, you're just going to see plenty of clips here. Again, the front three, the space they get into, and that's Saka. Great finish without even the low-driven playstyle. But the space they get into is just absurd. I mean, a little bit of luck there with the bounce, of course. It's this year that's going to happen. But then Mateo just always making these perfect runs. Saka, tons and tons of space there, just way too easy. He's got way too much time to think there. Oh, it's another clip with Mateo, and we're going to be seeing plenty of these. Don't worry about it. Once again, another lucky bounce, and I feel like I got more of these this weekend than ever. I don't know if that's, again, part of that recent patch, or that's probably the best goal that Saka did score for us. Part of the recent patch, maybe you just have, more space, and so it bounces to you more than the opponent, which I'm not a fan of, but it does seem like it's happening. Or maybe it's just a feature of these cards, or the positioning these players are taking up in this formation. I'm not certain, but yeah, we get quite a few bounces this weekend. Of course, I concede quite a few, so it will go both ways, but yeah, we'll speak on... I did the review for Madri. Her only having the single Playmaker Plus at center mid really wasn't noticeable. You think, having the single plus instead of the double plus is going to be, especially in a role that pivotal to the rest of the team, you think that's going to be a big deal, but no, I really did not notice on her too much. You will see her, of course, getting there. We're kind of showboating with Saka to try to show off that card, but Madri would have been just there in the box, all the same. I think this might be the first clip of me conceding I've shown here. We did concede a couple in qualifiers, but, you're messing around in those a little bit more. You can see the aggressive attack positioning of these players, though. Madri sitting back a little bit more. Maybe, in these situations, you will notice that playstyle. Great finish from Saka, even with the goalie movement. Although I think that Yashin card in net is a little behind the power curve now. This is not the Team of the Season Trent, by the way. This is the Foot Birthday, I believe it was. Yeah, it is the outdated card by now, but... speaking of, we've got, it's Team of the Year VVD still. It's the UCL Dream Chasers, Gabriel. Left back Bale, and CDM is still the rights card from, what was that? Future Stars, Foot Academy. The the Icon Evo. For that card, who's probably going to be replaced. He's one of the cards you're looking to upgrade here most. This Bale card, actually, speaking of that Bale left back, I've never mentioned on this channel, but using him in this account, that Bale is quite phenomenal, actually. Having all of base Jockey, Anticipate, and Intercept for left back. We're getting a lot of cards that have that now, but we didn't have too many in the past there. Ooh, that is a red card on the center back. That was poor from me, by the way. That's not going to make too much of a difference here. Who did I end up subbing off? Must have been the left mid Neymar. Not going to matter. Mateo in perhaps more space than she would have been otherwise. Ooh, nice little moves here from Saka. Oh, yeah, and that's about what I expect from him. Saka's just not a card you want to dance around with. He's great for the one little movement, use a strength, use a single skill move, but then just kind of, you know, maybe go into attack or something meta or just get the ball on. Anyway. Yeah, we've gotten, I guess we can maybe talk about this now. We've gotten all of these cards, and I'm just not excited. I don't know if it's just a feature of the playstyles, where the playstyles seem more important than the stats, and the Roll Plus Plus is really exciting, but if you've already got players with that Roll Plus Plus, then them coming out with, like, I don't know, the Saliba center back looks really good with Anticipate and Intercept plus, but then that card's got pinged instead of like a third defensive playstyle plus. He's great. He'll be great, I'm certain, but he's lacking that maybe other meta feature they could have given him. Great finish there by Mateo. That one we should mention. That one on the weak foot is just, again, a feature of her low drivens. Absurd finishing. Just no qualms about it whatsoever. She puts the ball in the back of the net like nothing else I've seen this year. Great finish there, by the way, too. Firmino is, of course, as important for this team as ever. Perhaps the most connected player in the team. Just the fact he's got such high stats and everything and playstyles in just about every category. He's really just involved every single time, no matter what. Great move there by Mateo. I mean, you just see that close control on the skill move, splits the center backs, and then the finish off the post like it's nothing. She is the most recommended card, genuinely most recommended card I've used for a long time. Her and Mata are going to be the stars of the show. Once Mata gets added in here, we aren't going to continue with Saka for the whole weekend league here. There's Madri on the wing. I think Neymar subbed off for stamina reasons. Yeah, nice little play there as well. But they've come out with all these cards, and I've got Team of the Year VVD on this account, which I know not everyone has, and he's 3 million, but to look between the Team of the Year and the Team of the Season's got one additional playstyle, but it's, what is it, block, and it's not slide tackle. Is it pinged again or long ball or something, and then aerial, which this card's got aerial too, but they're not giving these cards intercept and anticipate and also a big third playstyle or anything. They're giving them anticipate, and then maybe missing that second big defensive one like intercept, or if they have it, then they're really missing the third or the fourth to be that important. For me, it's just, I don't know, I'm not excited about upgrading these cards. Got the coins on this account, but Mateo is a completely fresh card that you really don't have too many cards like her that have the same playstyles. Dumorny might do a similar job for you, although Dumorny's just not 5-star skill, so I'm not as enticed about that card. But I'm sure they can do a similar job between her and Mateo. That Dumorny's finesse, low driven, and press proven, same short and lean body type. Pretty similar card there. You see me just having so much more fun there with Mata, and Mateo finishes like it's nothing. But off the crossbar for the opponent on the long shot with Timo Werner. It's always fun. Fun feature of the Evos is you just don't know what card you're facing anymore. But yeah, I don't know. Saka's got 3 meta ones with press proven, attack, and finesse, and that's why we're trying that card out. But so many of them to me are just, I don't know. People like the passing ones. People like McAllister, Trent, Bruno Fernandes. And then, I don't know, to me, I feel like if I got one passing playstyle plus, I don't really need the others. If I have Tiki, I'll just use Tiki. If I've got Pinged, I'll just use Pinged. I've had a couple of people actually ask if they should put Tiki Taka Plus from the Season Pass on Fermin Lopez, and I just go, he's already got Pinged. There's very few situations where I'd ever use just an X Pass over a Driven Pass, So for me, just ping it and you're fine. You save that 4th playstyle for something like Finesse where he doesn't even have the base. He's got base Tiki. He doesn't necessarily need, with his high passing stats, and just, if you're in a tough spot, ping it anyway. Whereas adding in something like Finesse to him with perfect shooting and then 5-star weak foot, all of that, I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I should add Finesse on him. I'll debate doing that, because that'd be pretty absurd to have on the card. Although, I'd love to save one for Trickster. Of course, you know me. Just give a card like this perfect dribbling when he's already got the 99. and finesse and tech. Anyway, point being, I don't know, like that Bruno Fernandes card when you've got 3 passing play styles, I really don't feel like I need. Same with McAllister. It's what pinged and ticky. It's again a bit of a waste for me. A card like Gravenberch, who's got the long ball plus, which is just a wasted play style in my opinion. I think most people would agree with that. It's not really used too much this year. Same with Trent. I mean, looks like a good card, but you're still missing a couple meta things. And of course you are, like, Trent in real life is missing a couple meta things, and that's perfectly fine. But for this stage in the year, when you've already got so many cards that are so similar, in my opinion, to just have these cards come out and not have, like, 4 ideal playstyle pluses, it's, you know, you've got 2 ideal ones, and the other 2 are kind of off. Same about the Salah card. What is he? I think it's First Touch, Trivella, Finesse, and Incisive. Finesse and Incisive, of course, being top tier. You know, most people put them as S tier playstyles and all that. I would say Incisive a bit of a waste for a wide player. You maybe don't use it as much there. You'd probably rather have Pinged or what is it? Did that card have Pinged? I actually forget now. I think that card had Incisive, right? It's coming up as a blank in my mind. Yeah, he's Incisive. But then Trivella's a wasted one. First Touch is one I would like to like more theoretically, but it seems like actually everyone I've talked to about it just says it doesn't seem to work right. Like your first touches with it almost seem worse than without it. First touch base is very, very important to have, absolutely, but the plus doesn't seem to do anything in my opinion. It gives you additional first touches you can do with, like, I forget if it's L1 or R1 or just R1 and like flicking the right stick or something. By the way, this in this formation just as effective as ever, and of course you give the ball to Madri in that spot. This card, load driven plus. I do have a finisher on her that gives her literally perfect shooting stats. She's never going to miss anything from there. You see once again her dancing around. Her passing stats are ridiculously high too. It's like 97 vision, 97 short passing. Card just gets involved in everything, and of course that's a feature of the striker in this formation. Just the only real central player you've got, so of course they're kind of like the building foundation of pretty much every attack. They're always there in the right spot. Whereas the other players don't always get involved per every attack. But yeah, her ability to contribute to just anything and be perfect in dribbling, passing, and pace, and shooting is just absurd. But anyway, my point being, I just feel really let down by team of the season. Whereas any previous year, you're just kind of looking at stats, of course. Or last year, the playstyles, but I feel like they did a better job with it, or we just had fewer cards at this point with good playstyles, so having, like, going from, you know, maybe 1 good playstyle and 1 iffy one to 2 good playstyles and 1 iffy one was a big jump. But now it's like, you can get so many cards here. With the Evos, you're just kind of waiting for a good one, and they've been behind. It's been such a weird team of the season for me. Of course, a lot of these cards are nice to get because they're high value on the market. Well, I say that. The high value ones on the market are impossible to obtain, of course. That's some great build-up play there from Mateo. Yeah, just these things you can do in this formation that you couldn't before, or that I couldn't in my other one. Yeah, it's been a massive improvement, and I do genuinely expect to continue with this formation for quite a while here. Could be the one I end up this year with. Some of these cards could be cards I end up the end of this year with, honestly, and again, that's kind of my point, is like, the improvement from here is so minute and so particular. To get a better card than Mateo, instead of Rapid Plus, I would want Trickster, and instead of First Touch, I would want maybe Tiki Taka, maybe Pinged. Could be Tech, could be Finesse, you know, something like that. But yeah, to actually get a card like that is either going to be until the very, very end of the year when we really get Evos we can customize, or you're just kind of hoping they will release maybe 1 card. Like, I don't know. I'm most excited about La Liga team of the season because any of Vinny probably maybe won't get one. Maybe he'll get like a flashback or something. Look at the power on that shot, by the way. Of course, it wouldn't be Premier League team of the season without somebody trying to abuse those mechanics, right? But no, maybe like a Vinny, maybe a Mal, maybe a Rafinha. All players with decent body types, all some of the higher dribbling type cards we get in FIFAs. There was a Rafinha I really liked last year, so I can confirm from last year, had a really good body type. Power shot there, by the way, going in on the red time. Very important to get that one as we are down a goal here. But again, as I'm saying, like, those cards are really exciting. But if none of them get Trickster, which maybe they deserve, maybe they don't, Rafinha, I would say, probably deserved more in the past than how he's been deployed, almost more of a striker this year. Yamal kind of does. I mean, he's a phenomenal dribbler, so of all the players, I get it should be him, a trickster, but also how he's been this year, you could expect Trivela, finesse, maybe one of the passing ones could be incisive or whipped maybe, and you could realistically see EA giving him something like relentless, although of course it's Yamal, you think they'd give him a really, really pricey high tier card, but they could also hinder the card and just give him something to wait for footies or something. Oh, I was hoping I would volley that. No, we'd take it safe. Of course, Mata already scored a phenomenal volley for us earlier, but important here to get back on into 4-4 there. This is for the game for 9-0, so we are pretty up there in the win category and maybe getting some of the difficult, or kind of in the middle of some of the difficult games here. Speaking of, we are conceding immediately. Trivela, green timed, off of kickoff. That's fun. We'll focus a little bit on this game in a bit, but just to finish up, like, there's a chance, again, those La Liga attackers get like really, really exciting cards that I want specifically. But if they don't, there's basically nobody else who's going to get cards that I want. Nobody from the Bundesliga, unless they give like a highlights card to Jamie Gittins or something, is going to be a card that I use. I don't expect anybody from Serie A to be somebody I use. Oh, wow, I get a little bit of luck there with the bounce. Can't believe I'm ending up scoring that one in the low-driven base play style. So important to get that shot off so quickly. Yeah, I don't know. It's just the previous FIFAs, you know, a Yamal comes out and they just give him 97 dribbling, 94 plus for every other category, and you just go, this card looks basically perfect. I've got everything I could possibly want with him. But now it's, you know, he's got 97 dribbling, but he doesn't have press proven and trickster, so he's not a card that I want, and I'm never going to have any excitement for using that card. Wow, at the 6-6, me scoring a Trivela from outside the box. Might be worth a conversation on how this 4-3-3 holding, you know, obviously 4-3-3s have kind of been the meta this year, so perhaps me going on over to 1, you might expect to see me have the ability to do more meta than before. That's the one that Mateo missed, the one this whole weekend that got away. Disappointing there. Although with us with the next clip here, it's not going to matter, so luckily it's not a letdown that it could have been. But yeah, obviously, like, the channel's not changing, just because I've got a formation with a little bit more space doesn't mean I'm just going to be going for it. But of course, in these Foot Champs games, I am getting quite a few opportunities to get Mateo in behind, and obviously I'm not just trying to spam that stuff. It's not just the sprint boost or anything, but having that option is, of course, going to open up the ability for me to score goals that I've never scored before, but just having that threat is also going to be really important. Yeah, to win some of the big games, but also, if the opponent's defending that, a threat that I've never had before, then some of the dribbling will get more open too. But I really don't feel like I'm playing that meta. It's just I'm just playing this year, you know. But if the opponent's going to be that aggressive and give me a card that's that good at passing, and then this good at getting him behind, and then that good at finishing, just, again, automatic with just about everything there, Mateo. What a phenomenal card. I know I've spoken about her enough already, but I can't speak on her enough how good this card is. Of course, if, again, they do come out with that Vinny card that's just somehow press-proven, which I doubt they give to him, or and somehow Trickster. Obviously, Vinny might not deserve one this year, you can debate, but it's EA, they'll probably give him something. You know, but they could give him a perfect card with finesse, trickster, tech, and I don't know, low driven, or they could give him whipped and incisive and just be a card I never care about. So it's so disappointing this year how they're just kind of keeping the cards a little bit behind the curve, I think, or they maybe intentionally create cards that they know are going to be maybe generically, maybe like something good for everybody, but not perfect for anybody. I think maybe that might be my concern. Obviously, if they wanted to release the perfect card, they'd do Rapid Plus Quick Step, Finesse, and Low Driven or something for like a CR7. Obviously, with how popular that Flashback CR7 was, but and I'm not saying they should release a card like that, but just the fact that, like, in my opinion, there is no perfect card for anybody is part of what really makes this game disappointing. In the past, any Neymar was perfect for me. Any Messi was perfect for me. And then I could get FIFA 23. I had a Moussa Diaby and a Xavi Simmons, who was on PSV at the time, who was just a phenomenal Team of the Season card. They were both perfect for me. Or it could be just a Royce or a Dybala, a Sancho, any of them. But then also, if you play a little bit different, you still get a CR7, but you give him like a passing chem style, and he just gets perfect passing like any other, you know, more typically thought of as passing striker, right? This game with the pitch lines for the American football, it's so disappointing. I don't know why this is something you're able to use in competitive foot champs, by the way. You should not be able to customize your stadium like that. Throws you off so much. But of course, Mateo's going to carry, and it's going to be just fine. And my point is just like, in the past, you could really just customize a card with a come style, and everything else would be just fine. And now you just got to wait for the play styles, and if they never come in the right way, you're just screwed for the rest of the year. It's really disappointing. I don't know what they do about that. Obviously, I think for Team of the Season, they're just kind of holding it back a little bit, in my opinion. I think shapeshifters or footies or whatever promos end up coming for the rest of the year, if they do, what was it, the Future Stars icon? No, it was I forget what they called it, but last year we got that Dino card that was like, this is the icons that have been on the box art for FIFA in the past. If they do a promo like that, they could just give us, a bunch of perfect cards, but like, for now with Team of the Season, I guess maybe, yeah, they were just holding the power curve in a little bit. They're giving us 4 playstyle pluses now, so by the time Footies comes along, we could be getting 6 playstyle pluses, 5, 6. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Which at that point, EA is setting a precedent that every year we're just going to get more and more and more. So if this summer we get 6, next summer do we get 8, and the summer after that do we get 10? It could be pretty absurd by then. Of course, they'd have to rebalance it, and it's fine, but, it's such a weird path for this game, and they've gotten it to the point where art cards are so strong by the time Team of the Season comes out that, like, this Mata Evo was done before, this Neymar Evo was done, like, just recently, and if I'm already not looking to upgrade these cards with Team of the Season, then, they're really holding things back from what they've already given us. And I think, honestly, it'd be perfectly viable to use just some Winter Wildcard cards. I'm pretty sure I could go into Rivals and... Ooh, we're going to have to speak on this one, actually. Hold on. I forgot about this match, I'm sorry. But I feel like I could go into Rivals with Winter Wildcards Mahrez and the Maradona Evo and Pascal Gross and, like, do just fine, you know what I mean? But yeah, I've spoken entirely on other things. We're going to have to point out this game here. Zoom on back to whenever we switch on over to that one. Should be after this clip. My apologies, everybody. Professional content creator here, but this match here, you might see something a little bit weird with Mata. You might see something a little weird with Mateo, too. And just the fact that I've got literally no pace. So yeah, 12-0. We get this far. Normally I feel like I faced my first hacker of the weekend earlier on. So at least you face them at like 4-0, and it's like, well, it gets taken away immediately, the chance, and you just kind of... You're peeved for the rest of the weekend, but, if it disappears so early, you can accept it a little bit more by the end. But if I lose here to a hacker, like at 12-0, we're so close. It'd be so disappointing. Again, you see there Mata with just no pace. A little bit of weird attack positioning here from the other players, but luckily no shooting debuff for me, so able to put the ball in the back of the net just fine. Opponent giving the ball away, and we've got another little transition here. We did show this already, of course. I'm going to put this one in the back of the net. Beautiful finish there from Mata. No clue what's going on from their goalkeeper. You can see this opponent. Maybe not the best. That one's meant for Madri, so that's disappointing. Yeah, then we get into the spot and just don't have the pace. And you can see the shot power in that from Alvarez. That's not correct. That is too much shot power for what they did there. But we've got it on to Mata again. Mateo working on the inside. Again, you see the attack positioning, how delayed it is here. Nobody making any of the runs like they normally do. Mateo puts it in the net just fine. Then they score that with Bellingham immediately off kickoff. And this happens. Now, I assume they left, but I don't know if they turned something on, or I don't know how data mismatch was noticed, but I didn't get a loss. Normally the data's a mismatch. If you're not familiar, that message pops up if you face a hacker, and the game detects it immediately off of the, loading screen when you're trying to get into the match before the match is actually played. I've never seen that message pop up in the middle of a match, so somehow the game engine detected that the opponent was cheating. I don't know if the game just figured it out. I doubt it. What probably happened is the opponent turned on something that made EA, they've got something that hides the hack and then they unhide it so EA finds it and then cancels the match, which probably means neither of us get a loss. But disappointing. I was still a goal up against the hacker. We conceded 1 to and make it 4-3 for us still. And then it leaves. So I had every chance to actually beat a hacker during this run, but I was beating one, and the game just didn't count. So, hey, it is what it is, and we'll take the fact that the game wasn't a loss. They didn't DC us or anything. They didn't make us lose. That's a red time finish that still goes in. Thank you, Mateo. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm so grateful that it didn't, we didn't actually lose, but it's still such a problem. We have to speak on it, the hackers this year. EA, how have you not dealt with anything with anything? No patch to make it a little bit harder, to face them a little bit less, nothing like that. Just, oh my word. But yeah, again, very grateful to have not actually lost that match there. And again, I have to mention, I was beating a hacker for every, for everything that's worth. Fully up against a hacker, and they were really bad at the game. They were just getting it down the wing and sprinting, and I just saw it coming ahead of time every time enough, and it was very, very easy to just predict that it's happening and get the select my fullback and just start sprinting with them 5 seconds before the thing actually happened, and then they just ran into where I was already moving my player. So it was a very easy game, but again, I had to be on my toes to just get players in the right position every time, and they never managed to take advantage of the pace properly. It didn't feel like my passing or my shooting were nerfed. Sometimes it is, and that one it was just the pace and the positioning. It felt like my attack positioning stat was worse than it should be, but it is what it is. Okay, enough waffling on about that game. We're fully on here to 13-0, with a 2-goal lead here. And the ball with Mata on the attacking side of the pitch. Everything in my favor. Everything in my power this weekend, again, barring another hack, to get the 15-0, of which I've really been struggling with this year. I haven't gotten too many. But to get one in this first weekend with a brand new formation that I haven't used for a couple months here, and this 4-3-3-2, to get it relatively easy. We have been down in some of these games, and we did have that one massive comeback for the game that ended 8-6 in my favor after the second half of extra time. But after all of that, that was really only the really tough game again. I was down in some, but I always felt like I had the attacking firepower to eventually get on through. And to cap it off here, one of the best goals I've scored, actually, for a little bit here. I would say this again, if you want proof on how good this card is, the tackle back, she gets it, but then got the Madonna into the L1 heel to heel. This is a canceled L1 McGeady into the L1 version of a Maradona into the Trickster fake shot. It's really that cancel into that roulette, or L1 variant of the roulette, into the Trickster fake shot. The fact that she does this all so quickly with so much balance and such easy finishing and just gets perfectly around the tackle. Not to mention how meta she is and the fact she just tackles this right back like it's nothing. This card is absurd. But yeah, this combo right here, that's phenomenal, genuinely. 4-star weak foot on low driven, or low driven plus playstyle. It really doesn't matter. And by the way, if you haven't been convinced enough about Mateo, let's get one more with her. Sits Teo down. Maldini's out of the way. We'll do a little La Croqueta shot just to finish things off here. That is going to be the end. Thank you all for watching. We'll, of course, jump on right into the rewards here. But yeah, hopefully you did enjoy this one. And goodness me. Just again, to get a 15-0 with a brand new formation. I've only used this one for like the day or two before. This was recorded on the Friday for qualies in the first like 2 games of champs. And then the rest of finals was on Saturday. I'd only used the 4-3-3 holding in Rivals on Thursday. So I was only familiar with this one day on Thursday and then Friday and Saturday to get these games done. And that's how easy I found the transition from the 4-4-1-1 into this one, and how easily all my players slotted on in, and just really felt like almost the formation really unlocked what I was able to do this weekend. So definitely give this 4-3-3 holding a try. And yeah, I feel like it was so much more open. The fact that I actually had players ahead of the ball give me a lot of benefits. I'll talk about that more at another time. But yeah, hopefully you did enjoy all that. Let's get on into the rewards here. That's it, chat. Come on. That's That's it. There we go. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna say it here. I really don't care what happens on the other count. We did it. We got one throughout. Not only did we get at least 115 though for team of the season, we got it during generally the hardest one. PREM TOTS 15-0 in a new formation. Only third day I've played this. Literally only the third day I've spent in the 4-3-3 holding, and wow. Come on. What a set of goals to end it on too there with oh my word. You're right, chat. What a goal is correct on that. What, second to last one was Mateo? I'll take a look at that one again, because no, go away. Was it this one? Might have been the clip before. I mean, this one was good too. And the Coquetta, yeah, that's class, but then yeah, it was this one. Well, we'll watch this once more. This Mateo card is just 11 out of 10. I cannot believe how phenomenal she was. My word, everybody. Oh, that's... it's the L1 Burbaspin cancel here that does it. Into that one, that's absurd. And it's the L1 Maradona spin. That skill combo was top tier. Absolutely sent. Oh, no. No. GG's. Hope you doing well. GG's. Yeah, we did well. We did very, very well. Poor Harry. Must feel nice. It's, I mean, after the stress of some of those games, again, the one that went to OT and the hacked one in particular, after the stress of all of that, man, to get to not to just win and get through, but to end on that note too. Ashraf, you are literally the only reason I did Mateo, or I went and got her. That is fair. That is fair. You deserve absolute credit for potentially for this 15-0. I don't know if don't know if Gabriel Jesus would have done it, but tell me the rewards aren't going to be like that. Tell me the rewards are not going to be like that. Please. It's fodder. I'm not going to complain about that. Okay, but we're into the red picks. What is it? 3, 1 of 5. We're hoping for Saliba. We're hoping for VVD. Yeah, we're hoping for the defenders. Come on. Give me something. Best red pick of the year. I haven't had any. Yeah, that's a great start. It's about intended chat. That's fun. Ah, man. All right. It's got to be better. It's got to be better here. Come on. They can't all be that bad. They're not going to all be that bad. There's no way. Absolutely no way. Come on. Second pick here. Come on. I mean, it's better. But those three are the exact same. And then... I mean, on a basic, she's got almost perfect dribbling. It's a very good card. But he's only inside for if I'm doing. Oh, she's not inside forward plus at all. Plus at all. What a waste. The other card also had CDM, which was weird. Intended, chat. Intended. One more. I'm gonna start with the first. Okay, it doesn't matter. Man. I can get 15-0 either way. It isn't. I don't need the cards. But wow, it's hard to imagine that have been much worse. We got like none of the PREM. That's so bad, man. That's so bad. Oh boy. Probably take Fowler there and just, yeah, just whatever. Okay, it's fine. Alright, come on. Obviously don't expect anything. I'm not gonna complain about that at all. Center back, it's Milinkovic. That's alright. This one's tradable too, so. How is this card? I didn't really look. Everything but jockey. Thing is, I really just feel like I need quick step on my center backs right now, so. Ah, man. The red player picks used to be so exciting, dude. They used to be so exciting. What are we gonna do next? Campaign icon. Let's do this one. I'm just gonna shake it up. Why not? Surprise EA. I normally do like worst packs to best. That's gonna be Saka, isn't it? It's a 93. 93, so it's a chance for something. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, not ideal. Second wood. Oh dear. Oh dear. What does Saka go down to? I bought him for 99. Maybe around the same-ish. Oh boy, alright. I'm gonna do the other untradeable one next. Come on, give me something. Come on. I'm not even asking for something big, even something I won't use, but it's gotta be, you gotta get a Rice, you gotta get a Trent. It's not Trent. Try to speak it into existence. I don't recall what this card is. Followed by Robinson. Not my type. Probably not the worst card. I'm sure he's usable, although Battery Plus is obviously a little bit of a letdown. It's so few. There's no reason to give him 3 playstyle pluses and then 5 base. You can give him at least like 7 base. It's a team of the season card. Yeah. Oh boy. Alright, well. Okay, I think pretty much everything else is tradable. I'll just sell those for the video. Anyway, I'm so proud of how we played, and this is gonna be so. I'm not gonna let this get to me. But what a letdown this is looking like. So this is Frank, 1-8, and that's Baltimore. All right, give me something behind her. Come on, come on. These are all tradable, so just coin value. I'll take the coins. You know, I know I've saved my coins for the entirety of the year. There's gonna be somebody I'll buy at some point. Chris Wood's gonna haunt me tonight. That is shameless. Yeah, I don't need him 3 times. Please no more of him. Oh my god. I will be happy if we get a blue that is 94 or higher yet, because 93 has been the limit. No, 96 from the picks. But something from these packs, 94. Come on. You have to. You can't limit it that much. Is this going to be Toon? I think so, yeah. It's Clinton. Oh, dear. So much for my hope of 94. I mean, I would be happy about it being 4 of them, but the value of these cards is like cheapest 93s on the market, so. Ah, boy. Well, we've got the guarantee packs. I forget if there's any other packs after this, but obviously the icon, but God, this has been such a letdown. The only icon I really want is Dino too. I would take for birthday Dino, but yeah, just these 3 left. That is 11 with not highlights, but from both leagues. That's 3 including highlights. We'll save the icon for last. No, we'll save that one for last. Let's do the tradable first. 94. I'm asking 94. This does not look like it to start. Okay, it's 93 to start. Well, it could be 3 93s though. Could be lower. I suppose could be lower rated, maybe. I forget all the cards that are available. No. Ah. You've literally got to be kidding me. Oh my god. This is absurd. This is literally absurd, man. We're only gonna make like 200k from the tradables too. Maybe even less. Okay, I'm gonna do the icon. We'll break it up from the blues. It's a pick or a pack? It's a pick, yeah. I'm not gonna skip this one. We're gonna do... I said I was not gonna skip this one. Content doesn't mean anything to me. We'll just take a rating, it doesn't matter. This is such a cookout. Chat, could this have been any worse? I know Mariana could have been less. But everything else could have been... I can't imagine anything else being worse at this point. Come on, 11 of them. It hasn't. I don't think there's 1193, so there's got to be at least a 94 or higher in here. Is that Trent to start? I forget what rating they give him. I think a 94. It's Trent. 94 is not a good sign here, though. It's not a good sign. It's not what you want to see. I mean, it had to be above 93. So this card was obviously, it had to be better, but... There are already duplicates too. Team of the season used to be exciting, man. Hold on, I have to check something. I'm sorry, chat, but I have to check something. Millie Bright's on the bench at 15. Clinton is 15. Goalkeeper 16. McCabe's 25. Letizier is 46. That is the cheapest it could have been out of the Women's League. That is the cheapest it could have been, because these two aren't in. That's more expensive. We got her. She's not in. Fowler is the one we're missing. So it could have been Fowler instead of Letizier. So 30k above the worst it possibly could have been from the women's side. I'm not going to do the math to calculate, you know, if we got only men's players versus the women's, whatever. But if we go to the men's, Milenkovic, I'm sure, is his bottom price was. Where is he? Yeah, absolute cheapest price was. Chris Wood doesn't start. Absolute cheapest price was. Bruno, 70k, so it could have been Robinson in place. That's like 60k there. What is Trent? Trent also doesn't start. 94 above what could have been. No, we got Sells. Who's the next cheapest? So the only way this could have been cheaper is one of the women's cards, Fowler for Letizier, and Robinson for Trent. So I made 120k. I made 120k above the absolute worst you could have possibly gotten out of this. And it's untradeable, so made. Again, I could buy any of these cards. I have the coins on this account. Aside from Salah, I have and VVD. I could buy Saliba and Gabriel if I wanted. Like I have the coins. I don't need. So I'm not like. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But wow, man. Again, like I'm so particular that I wouldn't have, like, if I got Rice, I probably wouldn't use him, right? Like I'm that particular, and so again, it doesn't matter for the untradeable side. Wow, man. Wow. Wow. Hopefully you enjoyed. Golly, bro. I don't know. I don't even know how to end the video after that. I don't know how. Man. Yeah, just hopefully you enjoyed. It's nice to get a rank 1. It's nice to get it with this formation. I'm not going to say this isn't like unmeta, but the 4-4-1's definitely more meta than this. You see it more frequently. So it's nice to get it with just something a little more my style to come out of nowhere and do this well with a new formation too. Not to mention this is not the most meta team. The center backs are, the goalie is. Trent's maybe a little behind now. Bale was phenomenal. I do have to rate this card pretty seriously. Like he did a very, very, very good job for us. But Rice, you know, a little behind the power curve now, even with good playstyles, all the defending ones. Firmine is one of the best cards in the game, like hands down, no question. But then Madri with the price of this team's really cheap, aside from maybe VVD. I don't even know what he's at anymore. Okay, yeah, he's expensive, I'll give you. But like Mata was really cheap. Neymar obviously pretty easily attainable if you did those Evo chains. This is not the most meta team. Mateo. We're gonna start with her. I wasn't gonna use this card. And it was Ashraf who was like, you got coins. And there were so few cards that are coming out, like I get it, that I'm probably gonna use that. You know what, why not give somebody a try during the early games in Weekend League, and wow, I don't know if I would have gotten rank 1 without her. This card, I cannot recommend enough. She was phenomenal. She's a 12 out of 10. If you play like me, even if you don't, you just need the pace and you need the finishing, because she scored everything. She scored 37 and still got more assists than games. Now that happens a lot when in the 4-3-3 holding. Everything goes through the striker. Like this position is massively important. There's a lot of link up you get between these two. A lot of link up you get between these two, right? Not as much you get between like the wingers. So if you are cutting inside with one of the wingers, it's probably going through the striker. So obviously she's like massively involved for how important. So that overstates. I'm not even gonna say that overstates though. She killed it. Cannot recommend this card enough. That was a stellar performance. If you have the coins, you need a striker, just go get her. I cannot recommend enough. Mata, if Mateo was a 12 out of 10, Mata was an 11 out of 10. He saved me in so many games. Even though the base low driven over the low driven plus is just still so phenomenal. Cannot believe how good this card is. Actually, putting him out wide kind of works for him. He's maybe a little bit more creative. You don't have to rely on him so much of just like maybe the pure pace. Maybe having just like these two swapped over, because the rapid plus helps just gain a little bit more space sometimes for the pure center of the pitch. Down the wing, I actually don't need the pace as much because you're just kind of one-on-one. When you're against that fullback and I've got this dribbling ability with a card like this, then they're just not taking the ball off me, right? So I can just do absolutely whatever I want down there. I don't need to sprint by you. Whereas sometimes here you get like both center backs and both CDMs on you. You need maybe a little more pace to just get away. But yeah, 12 out of 10, 11 out of 10. For me, it's a 10 out of 10. If he had a better third playstyle, I'd probably give 11. But, I mean, this card's still so phenomenal. I don't think I need to speak much on this card with these stats. Just get him. If you play, again, anything like me, just get him. Madri, I did not notice the single plus as too much of a detriment. So if you do want to try this formation, this player is absolutely recommended. You have to keep in mind, for somebody who's billed as an attacker like she is, still 90 defending, not the playstyles, but still 90 defending. Like, these stats, phenomenal for a center mid. And I did not notice her not having the playstyles too much. Actually, the defensive awareness at 97 was really, really important, just to kind of get in the way, even if you don't have intercept plus or anything. It's just, she's in the right spot pretty much all the time. Neymar in this account I was a bit let down by. I don't know if it's maybe the attack positioning. It's slightly better in my other account. I think I get 96 instead of 94. I think that might make a difference. Stamina's a little low with this one. He was like an 8. It's not that he's bad, I just couldn't really get him involved on the ball as much. And then this one missing tiki-taka, that is actually a pretty big deal, I think, for the wide players here. Still very good, I just didn't really get him involved as much. Madry would probably be better there, I just need defending for the center mid. Bale, probably 9.5 out of 10, very, very good. Trent's one of those where it's like he's either a 10 or an 8. You know, he lets you down a little defensively, but the passing is great, so hard to weigh. Center back's probably like 8.5 for both. No real complaints, but then just every once in a while they do let you down. Buffon, I'd say like a 9 out of 10. And Wrights is maybe like a 8. It's kind of real base card, but does everything you need to. Tactic itself, though, was a 10. Both of these actually were important for us, having the attack and the roaming, being able to switch between, just depending on how the opponent was playing, what formation they were using. But yeah, very, very important. Very highly recommended either way you go. Maybe set them both up, but definitely just either way you want to play. Very, very recommended formation. Obviously nice to get the rank 1 after some struggles for some of the recent weekends. Oh, we just got cooked on the rewards, man. I expected nothing and I'm still let down. Anyway, GG's everybody. Thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, like and subscribe. I would really greatly appreciate it here, and I will catch you all here very shortly. Yeah, take it easy, everybody. Have a good night, man.